and let us all do we can to build a better future. But I think we've dilly-dallied long enough. I think it's time for us to get started. So, doing the show notes, dragging Daniel back from vacation, I decided, hey, wait. A lot of things happen over the weekend. So on Friday's show, we went into detail about how TYT is having a meltdown. Mm-hmm. Their reactor is melting down faster than the Chernobyl reactor that happened. Someone pushed the AZ5 button.
Anna.
Exactly, and I'm glad that you brought up Anna because, there was a tweet that she put out that was very interesting. So, guys and gals, FaZe, can you actually pull up that image right there real quick about what exactly happened? Let's whoa, wait a minute.
What? Why can't
the account owner limits who can view this tweet. FaZe, that's kind of a bad thing, right? Like, we can't, that's an important tweet. Because it has to deal with that NATO summit. So hold on.
That sounds like something that a journalist might be interested in being able to read.
Yeah, hold on. Let's actually pull up the other image and let's actually find out what's going on. We're investigative. We got to be investigative about this. Anna Kasparian right there.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh! We're blocked.
Oh, man.
Well, I know we didn't say anything mean.
No, we haven't tweeted it, Anna.
We haven't. I mean, Jimmy Dore gave us a shout out on the weekend. I sent you that tweet when you were on vacation.
Guilt by association seems like quite a petty crime. I mean, after all that we've done for TYT.
Yes, and by the way, before we pull that up, let's get that.
Make sure we put the proper context on that statement.
Yeah. So hold on. Myself and Daniel, or Daniel and I, there we go. That's the correct way. I'm stuttering all over the place. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. So there we go. But here's the thing. In 2014, 2015, Daniel and I were part of Wolfpack Illinois and TYT Chicago, and we did a lot of hard work. We got Wolfpack Illinois, got SJR 42 passed in the Illinois Senate and House, and TYT Chicago won that big meeting challenge.
It was the nationwide event where one place won.
Yeah, and so Chicago won. And so here, I want to show you guys an awesome, cool picture. Let's go ahead and first, let's show up the picture of me in my awesome red corduroy jacket. So here I am.
Who was that?
That's Anna Kay.
Turns out back when she was a little more modest.
Yeah, a little bit down to earth. I'm wearing my red corduroy jacket.
She's admiring the red corduroy jacket. That's why she's there.
Yeah, pretty cool. So there I am. Yeah. And then let's pull up another one. And see,
look who that is.
Well, see, I'm wearing my red corduroy jacket, and a Cenk Uygur somehow came out of nowhere. I don't know why.
There's Anna in the background trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, figure out what's going on. So, I mean, I find it weird because we haven't said, here's the thing, we haven't said anything bad about them. The only thing I said on the Friday show was, and I think this is what Jimmy Dore liked, is like, look, Cenk and Anna, if you got a problem with Aaron Mate, have him on your show and debate him.
That's a terrible thing to say. Terrible thing to say.
So here we are. We're blocked. So let's actually.
After all that we've done for TYT, they had the audacity to block us. It affects us so dearly, and it's just so funny because they used to cheer us like, "Oh, you've done a lot for TYT. We're so happy." And now there's no loyalty from TYT. They're just block. I don't know what I'm doing. My life is falling apart. People are abandoning me, and it's quite funny.
Well, look, they're the ones that took the 20 million K, right, from the Katzenberg cash. They took the 20 million Katzenberg cash, and again, they failed to do that. Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse was a 2 million journalists. All right to you too. Thank you so much for the volcano party, dropping Congress into a volcano. But here's the thing. I'm seeing in the chat. No, we were not friends with them, but we did admire them.
The point we're making is that we've actually done stuff for TYT at this point like 7 years ago, and it's hysterical
that they block people.
Yeah, it's just so funny.
And the thing is, as a journalist or as a commentator, as a pundit, look, it takes a very special case. I mean, why? We never said anything bad. So let's pull up that tweet that I found questionable. I was invited by YouTube to cover the event that's talking about that NATO summit, along with other YouTube content creators. YouTube paid for my travel, and that has to deal with that whole NATO summit thing where she, interviewed Madeleine Albright.
Oh, that really nice interview where she was really nice and asked a lot of very nice questions.
Softball questions, even though, in fact, Madeleine Albright said that the deaths of 500,000 children was okay.
Who cares?
Whatever, who
Anna's
cares?
Right. She's a good person.
So yeah, I find that just really just shocking, because one thing I got to call into question then, if YouTube did truly pay for that travel, Is YouTube showing certain favoritism?
Yeah.
towards
Also, I'm
content
worried.
creators?
Do you think Anna's going to come after you with that photo because you're so close to her? That might be offensive for her.
I gotta say, I saw that video on Friday where Jimmy Dore was talking about, like, he got that direct message from Anna, and that was really disgusting that he sent that to him, like, after years. Like, really, what are you getting at? What are you getting?
Can we get that picture again, but super close up,
No,
creepily on her
no.
face, so we can try and identify if it's actually Anna or not? Yeah, how close can we get that?
Okay,
yeah, come
there
on.
we go. There you go.
Keep
there you
going.
go, there
A
you
little
go.
closer.
All right,
Come
all
on.
right, all right,
Keep
all right,
going.
get away.
No,
Get away.
no,
Get away.
no.
Get away.
I'm
Get away.
overriding
Get
Kit.
away. My
My
God,
super
turn it away.
delegate
Turn it off.
overdoes it.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Look at that's the face of a person that's really pretending to appreciate good work.
So the thing is, the reason why we're talking about this is because, again, TYT, Jank went on this total meltdown tirade towards Glenn Greenwald, Jimmy Dore, and Aaron Mate.
It's amazing. He's upset at all the people that are critical of him.
So
what a ridiculous thing.
So let's pull up this tweet right here because I have no freaking clue. I'm trying my best not to swear here, but I think I'm going to lose it, pretty soon. Because look, genuine question. Here's what Jank sent out. Genuine question: have Aaron Mate, Max Blumenthal, Glenn Greenwald, Jimmy Dore condemned this hideous, authoritarian, corrupt actions of the Putin government? I'm not asking you if you want to bomb them, so don't straw man.
Although Cenk did say when talking about Putin about how much we should bomb them.
So don't straw man it. It's a layup, and you might have condemned him already. And this has to deal with the Washington Post. Democracy dies in darkness. Let's actually read that little tweet. A Moscow court declared a political anti-corruption networks of jailed opposition, Alexander Nevsky, extremist organizations, and move that will essentially crush the most formidable resistance to the Kremlin and force it underground.
Can we very quickly look at the time that tweet was put out?
Yeah, I think I have to scroll down. Okay, so that came out June 9th.
Okay, when did Cenk tweet out his tweet?
June 13th.
So
why?
If you haven't made a claim against this very specific topic on a very specific person who definitely, if you know who the guy is, he definitely shouldn't be in jail. It's a travesty that he is. If you haven't talked about that in 4 days, by the way, I don't think mainstream media has even mentioned it at all.
Yeah, so
you're a terrible person. Right, I think that's how it's supposed to work. Right,
but again,
Cenk noticed
but again, what this has to do with the fact that Cenk in a post game show with Anna saying that, let's face it, he was saying that Aaron Mate takes Russian money, but the thing is,
it's fair if we say Cenk was caught with his tracksuit down.
There we go. He was, and he wanted to smear Aaron Mate and say that Aaron Mate is taking money from the Syrian government, the Russian government, which again, Aaron Mate has said explicitly. He has not, and that's smearing his character. And somehow, and Jimmy Dore has information on this, where like that video from behind the scenes which was like a post game show was taken down. So that video was taken down, and
well, no one has.
Yeah, but thankfully, this is the internet, so it's up there. So let's actually read a comment from Glenn Greenwald, and here's where we go uncensored. Go fuck yourself, Cenk. I'm not here to jump through your little McCarthyite hoops and condemn things on demand. Have you condemned racist political abuse in Chile or systematic corruption in Indonesia or abusive prison conditions in Brazil? Why not? Try to comprehend this. And here's, again, this is a little image. I don't think we'll be able to read all of it, but all the links to the tweets and links are in the comment section or in the description box below, so you can have all the links to it. But it's all right, Faith. Let's actually, I want to move on to the next comment. And this is another tweet from good old Janky. So here we go. So you're never going to criticize the worst abuses of one of the most powerful governments in the world. I'm against American imperialism. Bullshit. But that doesn't mean I can't criticize other powerful governments. I'm honestly a little shocked by it. You used to fight the powerful.
By the way, this is Cenk Uygur, who never hated a war. He has about the same record as the New York Times when it comes to wars.
There we go. And so here's a comment from Glenn Greenwald. You people are fucking delusional, thinking that there's something brave and courageous as opposed to obedient and pointless about some Americans sitting in the U.S. denouncing Kremlin leaders. Wow, I can't imagine the moral courage that takes. So brave and purposeful. So there we go. I mean, and the thing is, Jimmy Dore brought this up on the show on Friday, where, again, look, TYT, they have the resources to technically send out investigative journalists, but they don't. And when they did raise $2 million of their supporters.
I know I donated for that.
Oh no, you
Not
did.
a lot. Like
You
like
did?
$10. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I'm sorry. That's an Alexander Hamilton that you'll never get back.
It's okay. I get to talk about it now.
I'm so sorry, Daniel.
Hey, I
But-
thought they were
but the
hiring
thi- but the-
journalists.
but-
My bad.
But the thing is, Glenn Greenwald, Aaron Mate, Max Blumenthal, they've all gone out in the field. Hell, even when Jimmy Dore was working at TYT at the time, even he went out on the field. But I never saw Anna or Cenk do that. They never did that. And so, you know,
Actually, I think the only time I saw Cenk ever go out in the field is when he was at the DNC convention.
yeah, the DNC convention.
And he was mostly just sitting in a
but
spot.
yeah, but he was mostly sitting
So
in one spot.
Field,
Yeah.
couch.
Oh wait. He also went to the GOP thing where then Alex Jones.
That's interesting.
Yeah, where Alex
Oh,
Jones.
right. So he's been in places where he can sit down and on a nice set. He doesn't leave a set. Is what
Yeah.
we're trying to say.
So there we go. I'm sad that we're blocked because I mean it really doesn't make any sense. We have not been adversarial to any content creators. We were not in that Twitter beef. We don't do that kind of stuff. Let's actually pull that up again. Because it makes no sense. And I think what this has to do is, again, guilt by association, because Jimmy Dore gave us a shout-out, a very nice tweet, which is awesome. That's great. But the thing is, like Cenk and Anna, if you have such a problem with Aaron Mate or Glenn Greenwald or Max Blumenthal, have them on your show. Jimmy Dore has had a lot of people that disagree with him on his show.
Yeah.
Cenk, you showed up on his show once.
We don't even have to disagree with someone to get blocked by Anna Kasparian.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Now, the ironic thing is, we don't really understand fully the level that why we were blocked. It doesn't matter, though, because now it's like, okay, you took the first punch.
Yeah.
We have, up to this point, been trying to, as much as we can, very consistently pointing out things that we've seen because we have background on this subject. We know all the sides that are involved in this subject. We've talked to all the sides. So we were trying to give commentary. And of course, if TYT was just happened to not be the ones that were doing well in that commentary because we were trying to be as objective as we possibly could. But now a punch has been thrown, and I think we could be a little more loose
Right.
because TYT has asked us to. I think that's
Yeah.
when I read Anna blocks us for not saying anything
Or
to her.
threatening Jimmy Dore with a
Or
Me Too,
threatening-
which
yeah.
is which is true bullshit. I don't
Yeah.
like that. Is gross because there are women, men, and children who have been victims of abuse and
But
harassment.
Anna wants to pick up those victims and use them as shields to defend herself.
Right.
And that's what's important.
and so you could check out that video where Jimmy Dore reads that message, that private DM message, and it's like that's kind of messed up. You know that would happen.
But
so
Anna has the right to use victims as shields, as
Right.
meat shields, and that's just her right. She deserves it. She believes that she deserves it, and so therefore she must.
So, audience, hold on. Before we get to our next little tweet, because I know we're going to go a little bit longer on this segment, but we have to talk about this because this meltdown that TYT is doing is not only is it embarrassing, but it's freaking sad.
Yeah, and it's also interesting in the sense that, like, I think Cenk was talking to Jimmy about, like, why you're a grifter because your videos are on us and they get more views, which is, of course, the definition of a grifter, right? What's happening to TYT is what happens to a whale when it dies in the ocean. Everyone comes to see it. Everything comes to eat it, and there's food for everyone.
Yep.
That's all that's happening.
And remember, it was TYT that took $20 million from a DNC donor. It was TYT that took $4 million from someone from the Republican establishment. TYT raised $2 million of its own viewer money for Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse journalists, which nothing ever happened. If TYT truly wants to do investigative journalism, they have the resources, they have the algorithm support, they have the corporate support to, I don't know, send people to Syria, send people to Peru. Fiorella Isabel of the Convo Couch went to Peru to cover that election. And during the height of that election, TYT decides to be petty and go after Max Blumenthal, Jimmy Dore, Aaron Mate. Why? And even going after Glenn Greenwald. Why? You should have been covering that Peru election. That's a pretty big thing in our little hemisphere, in the Western Hemisphere. But Fiorella Isabel went there, and she doesn't even have a fraction of the resources that you guys have at TYT.
Probably got blocked by Anna as well, because Anna was probably jealous.
So the thing is, like TYT, how come you're not doing it? And real quick to our audience, let's have a little democracy in here, because I just want to ask everyone in the audience. We've got about close to 400 people watching us right now. You guys are beautiful. Thankfully, YouTube lets you all know that we are live. And and Odyssey and Rockfin people, you guys get to contribute on this too. What year did you guys stop watching TYT? What year did you stop watching TYT?
And if you have a why you stopped.
Yeah,
As well.
and a why you stopped. I stopped watching in 2016 after they were full on board with Hillary Clinton. And that's also when I stopped volunteering for Wolfpack.
Yeah.
I felt that they were betraying the very principles of what Wolfpack was about. Because how is it that you're for getting money out of politics and then you're going to support the shining example, Hillary Clinton, of... She's the living embodiment of money in politics. I know Trump is bad. We get that Trump's bad. But he didn't build this neoliberal system. He did not build it. It was the Clintons, the Republicans, the Democratic establishment. They all built it. Trump was just a jagoff that took a big sloppy shit in the room, and everyone finally noticed that he took a sloppy shit in the room, even though it was already filled with shit.
I would have been around when you did. I basically stopped watching at the same time, but I would still every now and then check out their clips for like the next half year after that.
Yeah, but I was kind of like it was really
watching it as a viewer.
Yeah,
That stopped. I was actually even before. It was really about that same time. Is at that point they had clearly changed direction.
Yeah. So there we go.
I would argue maintain direction, but the smoke dissipated and everyone saw what that direction truly was.
Yeah. Let's actually pull up that next tweet from Aaron Mate. So let's pull that. Let's read that, what he said. What goes in your dumb mind to make you think that I would engage with you as if you're a serious person and not a McCarthyite smear artist? You just lied through your teeth in claiming I'm paid by the Russians. Only thing out of your mouth about me should be a retraction. There we go.
TYT does retractions like CNN and Embassy now.
Yeah. And let's pull up that final tweet as well. All right. And here's Cenk. This is a standard talking point among the fake left now, that Trump is irrelevant.
Wait.
Hold on.
Pull
it up. Yeah.
I want to read this one specifically for a
go
specific reason. This is the standard talking point among the fake left news now that Trump is irrelevant and you should only attack Biden. Absurd. He is the leader of the major parties. Sentence that doesn't quite make sense. They do everything he commands. It's insane to say he's irrelevant. You can criticize Trump, and Biden, not hard. By the way, Cenk is writing tweets in the voice of Trump now. The fact that I could just so effortlessly do that.
But hold on. He is responding to this tweet. It's June 14th, 2021, Cenk. Fucking move on. And what this has to deal is that, like, TYT, they still talk about Trump. Don't worry, TYT. Look, I personally want to see Trump run again in 2024 just to see the vote blue no matter who shit their pants.
Yeah.
I want to see that happen. I want to see that happen again because, look, all those vote blue no matter who people, where are you at? The kids are still in cages. We still got medical debt. We still got student debt.
We're still at war. We're still expanding more.
Our infrastructure is falling apart. I mean, nothing has fundamentally changed. So when Trump runs again in 2024, I want to see people collectively lose their head. And see, the thing is, Jimmy Dore's right. Trump is a reflection of Cenk.
Yeah.
Cenk is triggered by Trump because Cenk sees himself in Trump. That's why. So
Of course.
So there we go. I think that's it for the tweets, or is there one more? I think there might be one more. Here we go. This progressive, who is a grown adult, declared on his popular TV show that I'm paid by the Russians. You'll excuse me if I don't believe that he actually believes anything he says and isn't anything but a bad-faced, attention-seeking clown.
By the way, you know what's
Cenk.
I think it's even worse that he did it on their post-game show because it meant that they're scared of him seeing it.
Yeah.
If you really believed that he was paid by the Russians, how terrible of a journalist or commentator could you possibly be to only talk to, I don't know how many people watch the tens of people that watch the post-game show with you. If that's the only time you bring it up, then you know you're lying, and you're doing it because it's difficult to tell the news properly.
Now the thing is, like, this meltdown, again, look, let's be very clear here. This is something that's going to impact especially 2022 and 2024 because I think a lot of liberals and quote-unquote progressives who were voting for Biden, that alliance that was built up, it's fracturing so fast. Biden is not changing anything. He's not going to fight for any progressive value, no matter what Bernie Sanders says, no matter what anybody in the Surrender Squad says, no matter what anybody says on YouTube or Odyssey or Rockfin. Point is, the Democrats shot themselves in the foot. And anyone that was cheerleading or attached themselves to Bernie Sanders, they're now realizing that that movement There was lightning in the bottle, and things could have been very different if maybe Bernie Sanders fought hard. Maybe if TYT didn't sell out. But we don't live in that world. TYT took that $20 million, and now, because that guilt is eating away at them, or maybe it's because they're jealous of the work that Aaron Mate is doing, Glenn Greenwald, Max Blumenthal, and even Jimmy Dore, maybe they're so triggered by it that they feel they have no reason. The only reason they can stay relevant is by attacking people, blocking people, or saying that they're fake left or loony left. Cenk, they used to say that about your show. This is unprofessional. What you need to do is, number one, apologize to Glenn Greenwald, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Mate, Jimmy Dore, and everyone else. And then number two, stop blocking people. Like, seriously, this is beyond stupidity. And you should really set an example for others to follow, but obviously you're not going to do that.
Yeah, it's really pathetic. I mean, you're blocking another news company because of something that they said talking to you.
Well, that's Anna, and I guess she was triggered by the kind words that Jimmy Dore said to us.
Again, it's just really funny because, like, the point earlier again that we made with those pictures is, like, it's not like they don't know us and haven't met us, and it's not like we're just random people to them. We're people that at a time when we thought TYT was a little different than what they are, helped them make things happen, even though they basically abandoned us at every turn. It's just very funny because, again, it shows, and I would argue that if I was going to look at all this and everything that's happening from kind of like the lens of just trying to understand, these are, and again, this will make sense to those of you that have seen Rules for Rulers. This is what it looks like when you are rapidly losing keys. They are imploding, and the only thing they can try and do, because they've changed so much and they've stuck their path, the path that they've picked, TYT has picked, is we're just going to be exactly like mainstream news, and we're going to have our entire monetization based on really rich people giving us a stream of money to continually tell lies, which is exactly what mainstream news is. Cenk, you're never getting back on NBC. You will never. Look at me, Cenk, look at me. You're never going to be an anchor on NBC again. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. Anna, you don't have to look at me. Just don't say anything. You're never going to get a Major League Baseball player as a husband.
Oh!
I'm really sorry. It's just not going to happen.
Oh,
so,
Dan, that was mean. That was mean.
You just got to stick with the minors. I mean, she loves those minors. I mean, those minor league players. My bad.
Dan,
I'm so
holy
sorry.
cow, buddy.
So the point I'm trying to make, I'm very sorry if I'm not getting my words out properly. I've been off a week, clearly not picking my words as precisely as I should. But TYT is shedding fans, shedding reputation, shedding viewers, shedding money, shedding influence, and all that money that is being funneled their way, it's not going to be funneled there if you only have a few hundred live streamers who are with you because they never turn off TYT.
I know that Nico House actually did a video commenting on how TYT in one of their live streams only had 124 people watching.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That, like,
they got 5 million
it's
subscribers.
Like
how that happened?
We're throttled by YouTube, and when it's not the regular 5 p.m. show with Cenk and Anna, it's not unreasonable for us to have more views than their channel. That takes effort for a 5 million person channel. It's as if you built your entire subscription base on people that are progressive and now only talk to people that are, well, center right, center left, whatever you want to call that bracket that they're in. But I'm just saying that, Cenk, your apex of your career is years ago. Anna, the apex of your career is years ago. Johnny Pie, maybe you'll get a Kids' Choice Award somewhere in all this.
Oh, come on, Dan, you're being really mean. You're supposed to be the nice one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm blocked now, so apparently they can't see anything I say.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, I told you. It's like if they're gonna block us for no reason, we're just gonna say things a little more opinionated. We're gonna take the normal, just saying what's happening, explaining it, and just go, okay, you don't want us to do that anymore. That's too tough for you to handle. Us being pretty reserved. So, just TYT. Remember when TYT had 100 employees remember that past tense event that's not going to happen anymore.
I kind of remember, Jack. You got to let me know. Is there going to be ice cream?
Do you guys remember when TYT was running 2 different people for Congress, and it might have worked, except that they just fell on their face and got less than 2% of the vote, with barely putting in any effort, barely doing door knocking, barely doing any of the necessary things that they should have known but didn't. Remember that time when TYT took $2 million out of people? And
said you're going to get 4 horsemen of the
four
apocalypse.
horsemen, and then fired every single one of
Michael
their
Tracy,
investigative journalists.
and I know Michael Tracy used to be on the show, but then he was like go because he challenged Jank, and Jank told him to be quiet, and then he was never back on the show because Michael Tracy.
That's what
Nomiki
$500,000 is.
She was Nomiki Kantz was on the show, but then she started working with the Democrats or something like that.
I love they picked her. She's like, "Oh, hey, you want to work with us? Do you have? We'll pay you $500,000 for 2 year whatever salary,
whatever salary was."
And then she's like, "Sure, but I actually got to quit in like a month because I'm doing this other thing." That's good enough.
And then Jordan Sheridan, but then they let him go after all the work he did with them, and then Sean King,
who was a weird pick.
I don't remember what Sean King did on TYT.
He did Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he actually did anything. I don't think most of them.
I
think actually all the people that quit didn't do anything, and all the people that were fired were doing stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that. What else have they failed? I mean, we did our
Justice Democrats, Wolfpack.
Wolfpack, we did our part. We're actually probably, if there's a successful component to TYT,
Wolfpack,
it's the work that we did here in Illinois. So that's us.
That's us.
I would also argue that the most successful legacy that TYT is going to leave, the place where it is a bright future, are all the people that have spun off of TYT and turned against them because they were betrayed by TYT. There's a dozen news channels out there of people that used to be affiliated or work at TYT, us included, Jimmy Dore included, a bunch of other people included, and we're going to be the real legacy of TYT. So, Jank, if you're still looking, I know your sandwich is good, but we are the future of TYT in the most ironic way imaginable. Yeah. You're not going to get your money for much longer. They only want you as long as you can convert people and convince people.
Yeah, it's not going to work. I mean, who's going to rally around somebody saying, "Oh, you're loony left," when that's what they used to say about you, Jank? So I think at the end of the day, this meltdown that TYT is doing is downright stupid. And it really says a lot about their character and how thin-skinned they are. And this is why, again, 2022 and 2024 will be very interesting, because I'm wondering how the Democrats and the Vote Blue, no matter who crowd, and all those who said vote for Biden are going to tell people, hey, you got to vote Democrat. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, who wants to vote Democrat and when the Democrats are not going to fight for you? And by the way, before we end this segment, let's show my awesome red corduroy jacket one more time for the people. Just show that to the lovelies. I think that's just I still actually have that red corduroy jacket.
I'm sure you do. Again, that's why Jen came over. He wanted to see. He was like, "Of course, I want that jacket."
It's the best jacket there ever was and ever will be. So there you go.
And again, this is just to prove the receipts.
Yeah.
That it's not like we're some random people walking in that TYT doesn't know.
Yeah.
We did work for them.
Yeah. TYT Chicago, Wolfpack, Illinois.
So we're going to return the favor in kind.
All right, so there we go. And by the way, let's have one.
Well, actually, because I believe in redemption. I think both of us believe in redemption.
Yeah.
Anna, I want you to look away from your minor league husband for a second. Look over here. And I want to...
let's get on Daniel.
Yeah,
get the camera on Daniel.
Wanna
Daniel wants the burns lately.
I'm trying. I mean, I'm not really. I'm just talking.
Okay.
Just trying to say stuff. If you put out a video apologizing to Hardlands Media for blocking, it would also be nice if you did it to some of the other channels that also didn't deserve it. I want to shout out to everyone else. We will accept your apology and move on as if nothing happened.
It's all done.
All water under the bridge.
Hashtag force the vote. And let's do a democracy, too, before we end this segment. Type 1 if you think those burns were awesome. And type 1 again because how awesome those burns were, Dan. You came back rested and relaxed.
This is what happens when I'm not worn down. I can actually say things.
All right, folks. We're going to now move on to our next segment. Before we do, I want to acknowledge YouTube Super Chat from Cool Blue 71, who says... $9.99 YouTube Super Chat. Jake endorsed Hillary August 2016, 1 month after WikiLeaks reported rigged primaries. I broke from TYT, checked out election night coverage, then Jank moved to loser Donald Stop for good. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, Jank, a special, let me give more, camera on me for real quick?
Yeah.
Jank, I know special reports are really fun, and we do them here just as well, but you can't do them for a year and think that people will care. News tip.
All right.